Despite all the controversy and the backlash surrounding Disney's race-swapped live-action Little Mermaid, Disney had everyone in the mainstream media talking about the same points. It's going to do great here domestically. The box office internationally, it's going to be great over Memorial Day weekend. Even though they refused to acknowledge that internationally, it looked like it was set to flop. Well, now here we are on Sunday. We finally have the box office numbers. Not only did it disappoint based on what they were saying it would do domestically, but internationally, it is a complete and total fail for Disney and The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid reels in $95 million three-day box office opening, but is sinking overseas. We're going to get into these numbers and why it's such a massive disappointment, especially for these Disney live-action remakes. But just look at 2 days ago. This was the headline. Early weekend estimates, Disney's The Little Mermaid pacing to shore up $105 million three-day weekend, $134 million four-day. Now, again, the numbers you're going to see here are different because you've got the normal, so that's 105 three-day, that's a normal weekend. The Memorial Day weekend includes the next Monday, the holiday Monday, so it's a little bit different. The distinction is important when you're making these comparisons to other things, but this was what everybody thought it was going to do. They were saying, oh my gosh, it's going to destroy what Aladdin did before. It's on pace to make so much money, despite the fact that globally, it wasn't said to be anywhere near the box office opening for Aladdin. And now this $180 million estimate that they had, it was far off even that. The Little Mermaid is open to $163 million worldwide. Keep in mind, Aladdin opened to about $50 million more than that, despite not quite being in the same range domestically. This is terrible news for Disney because these movies need to make big money at the international box office to make money. Right now, when it comes to this opening weekend for The Little Mermaid, this is as close to a worst-case scenario for Disney as it possibly gets, especially as Saturday came and then Sunday came. We started to see these numbers start to drop. Mermaid now swimming to $122 million opening, boosted by $80 million promo campaign. We talked about how expensive the marketing was going to be. This is just for promotion partnerships with a couple different brands and things like that. If that's at $80 million, this is a massive fucking marketing budget on top of the $250 million budget for production. This is a movie that probably needs to break $750 million, maybe even $800 to break even, because when we finally get the real numbers and see just how bad it is, this is terrible for Disney. For the second straight weekend, the number one film in the box office is getting mixed results. Disney's remake of The Little Mermaid is a domestic hit with an estimated $95 million three-day and $117 million four-day, but it's only making millions in part of your world. Disney is just topping the last Disney remake released in theaters Memorial Day weekend, Aladdin, which had a domestic haul of 91 in its three-day and 117 in its four-day. So there's a chance that by Monday, by the time we get the Monday official results, this could actually be less domestically than Aladdin. Just putting that out there. That is a real chance at this point, considering the trend for this movie. The film's also enjoying strong audience receptions, but here comes the bad news. The Little Mermaid has posted an international opening of just $68 million. Not only is that down from the $120 million international opening of Aladdin, but it's even less than the $87 million earned this weekend by Fast X. Fast X in its second weekend made more internationally than The Little Mermaid did in its debut. And when you start really looking into some of these things, a lot of it's coming from Asia. Asia won't allow Little Mermaid to be part of their world with a rough Saturday. In Korea, the film is in number 4 in the box office. In China, it's number 5 in the box office. When you look at the breakdown, you're realizing that Korea hates it, China hates it. It's not going to make any money there. And that's a problem because when you look at Aladdin, China, South Korea, and Japan were its number 1 international. That's its top 3 international box offices. Right now, it looks like Asia despises this movie. This is the only reason that Aladdin was able to succeed the way it was. If The Little Mermaid keeps tracking the way it is, you're talking about a movie that might struggle to make $700 million. People are going to say, oh my gosh, what an incredible Memorial Day weekend. Look, it's ahead of Aladdin's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe just barely. But globally, it can't even hold a candle. It's not competitive. It's likely going to be pulled from a lot of theaters, even in China already. Like, this is as bad as you could have potentially imagined for this international opening for The Little Mermaid. And even all the momentum they were claiming to have domestically, that certainly disappeared on Saturday and Sunday. So definitely a solid domestic number, but unfortunately without those international numbers to back it up, this is horrendous news for The Little Mermaid. Now, of course, Will it have legs? That's the question. Aladdin certainly had legs. The Little Mermaid, will she have legs? You know, again, that's kind of the plot of this movie, I suppose. But that's going to be a big determining factor. But right now, it needs to make money everywhere else as well. And it does not look like it has the capability to do that. This is a disastrous international opening for The Little Mermaid and for Disney. It's almost like a lot of people around the world maybe aren't interested in this story with all the identity politics involved, with all the changes they've made. Maybe they would have been better off being more traditional with this live action remake. I don't know. Seems like international audiences despise it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. This is way worse than anyone was even predicting for The Little Mermaid. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.